Midnight light on a dim-lit screen, clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes, whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster, in the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide, you found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers, truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell the story and speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey guys, happy Monday. For some reason it feels like a Tuesday to me, but it's only Monday. I hope everyone is having a good day. Today's topic is going to be hard to listen to, and I say that because I've just listened to 911 calls, I've listened to court proceedings, and so I do have, actually, let me put my banner up. I do have pinned viewer discretion advised because the case of Rebekah Baptiste should have never happened, ever. This 10-year-old little girl ran away several times to try and get help for herself. Her school reported abuse to Arizona DCS 13 times. The Phoenix PD contacted DCS 5 times, and she was still allowed to stay with her father and his girlfriend. And Rebekah has 2 siblings, younger siblings, who also endured unspeakable abuse. So, as I said, viewer discretion advised. I think that Rebekah's story is important, though. So if you need to, take a break, if you just want to watch or read the closed captioning and not listen, whatever, you feel best for yourself, that's what I would do. So thanks for being here. I saw Lunatic, Good Trouble is present. Legally Blonde, Oki, good to see ya. Zoe, Sinner, thanks for being here. Angie, finally made it home to watch. Well, that is great. Yeah, Oki. So Oki said, I don't think I've heard this one. I saw this maybe 2 days ago. And the headline was, Girl Trying to Escape Father's Abuse Dies. And the thumbnail was her in a car. So I thought maybe she had, escaped the car. But it was more broad. I was just thinking, Chad Dorman, who is the man who killed his sons, I believe it was was it Ohio? No, I don't remember. Let me look up. But my point is, Ohio. One of his sons got away. And Chad went and got that little boy so that he could kill him. This story that I'm going to talk about today reminds me of that. This little girl ran away, and when they went to get her, she ended up brain dead. She was left on the side of the highway. Yep. So it's rough. I will say it's rough. Oki says, I'm only 5 feet. Come on, your parents who can't keep your heads. Yeah, and so I was trying to get the criminal complaint, but I was only able to find the charging documents. So I did find the court case, but all of the documents are not available online. So I'm going to have to see if I can get them another way. But I was really hoping they were online, but they are not. So Rebekah Baptiste is from Apache County, Arizona. Her family moved from Phoenix to Apache County not long ago. And her dad, Richard, is 32. His girlfriend, Anicia, is 29. They are both now being charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and kidnapping. And as I had stated prior, DCS had been contacted 13 times in 2 years by school officials and 5 times from the Phoenix PD. And nothing was done. Well, of the cases that were investigated, only one met the requirements to constitute abuse. And when you hear what this girl endured, they need to change their system, because there's no way in hell that only one of those reports constituted abuse at all. All right. So again, viewer discretion advised. Before we get to Rebekah, though, I do have just a quick update on Giovanni Pelletier, who was an 18-year-old man who disappeared in Florida. He was last seen in Manatee County, where his cousins claim he was acting erratically. He got out of the car and walked away. And he was missing for a week until, let's see, today's Monday. So Saturday, his family was searching desperately for him and located him deceased in a retention pond not far from where his backpack and phone were found on the side of the highway. So we are going to watch that quick, and then, we are going to get to Rebekah. Hey, Marie, thanks for being here. Okay, so more testing needed, believed to be missing North Carolina teen. So no evidence of foul play, cause of death still pending, body was in pond for several days, which we knew because he had been missing a week.
New tonight, we have the preliminary results from the autopsy of an 18-year-old from Fuquay Varina who was found dead. The results are inconclusive. WRL's Kirsten Clark joins us live from Fuquay Varina tonight. Kirsten, what did the local sheriff say about those results?
Eric, according to the results, there is still more testing that needs to be done to provide the answers Giovanni's family is desperately searching for. They're still wondering what happened to the teen, a former student here at Fuquay Varina High School, after learning of that shocking discovery in a Florida retention pond.
This video shows Manatee County Sheriff's deputies at the scene where they confirmed Giovanni's body was recovered. But according to an autopsy...
Wait, so... I wonder how far this is from, how far this is from the highway. And when I thought of retention pond, I thought that it was going to be filled with water. Like I was thinking like one of those canals. But this doesn't appear to, unless there was water. Because they did say that his body had been in the pond for several days.
County Sheriff's deputies at the scene where they confirmed Giovanni's body was recovered. But according to an autopsy, the medical examiner believes they still need more tests to be sure it's really Giovanni Pelletier. The medical examiner also says he found no evidence of foul play. The cause of death is still pending. Detectives believe the body had been in the pond for several days. We learned that a family member was searching for Giovanni when they saw what appeared to be a body partially submerged at the edge of the pond and notified deputies. Pelletier was last seen on August 1st in Mims, Florida. We spoke with Giovanni's aunt last week. She says the family was in Inglewood, Florida on vacation visiting with Giovanni's mother's fiance's family. Giovanni met up with his cousins early Friday morning around 1:30. Shortly after, Giovanni's mother received an ominous text message from her son that read, "Mom, help." According to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, the cousin said he suddenly began to act erratically before exiting the vehicle and walking away. The family tells us they have concerns about the cousin's possible.
So I'm assuming that that is the interstate off-ramp, because the one article had said that he was located off of the southbound Interstate 75 off-ramp.
Possibly changing their story. Giovanni's backpack and phone were also left on the side of the road. His phone was last pinged near.
It's still so weird that his phone and backpack were left on the side of the road, but then he was found nearby, and it did look like a pretty decent distance from the highway, but I'm still caught up on if they were going to Mims, Florida, they would be going on 75 north, not 75 south. So that's where it's a little iffy to me. Like, how do you get to the southbound side?
A highway in Manatee County, Florida.
Again, more testing needs to be done to positively confirm that it is Giovanni's body. They're still working to learn as much as we can about what happened leading up to the discovery of that body. Live in Fuquay Varina, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
So they're assuming, I guess, that it is him, but at this point, they haven't positively identified him. That's terrible. Oh, really, Summer? He lived really close to you. Hey, Josh, thanks for being here. And I did see, I think there was somebody else I saw come in Pookie. I didn't say hi to Pookie. Thanks for being here. Okay. Oh no, where'd my banner go? Oh my gosh. There we go. Because this story is so we're gonna get to Rebekah now. Beautiful little girl. And before I play this, I do want to just read something to you. And this is from the Mountain Daily Star. And the date is August 7th. So Rebekah was found unresponsive on July 27th. Her dad's girlfriend called 911 around 11:30 a.m. saying that she wasn't breathing. She died 3 days later on July 30th. She was declared brain dead. Yeah. Hey, Yaya, thanks for being here. So this is in Apache County, Arizona. The brutal death of 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste has shocked Apache County and renewed statewide scrutiny over child protection failures after court records and transcripts revealed allegations of abuse, systemic negligence, and the urgent medical crises that was captured on the 911 call. Rebekah's father, Richard Baptiste, and his girlfriend, Anicia Woods, are both facing multiple felony charges, including first-degree murder, aggravated assault on a minor, and multiple counts of child abuse. Prosecutors say Rebekah was the victim of repeated severe physical violence in a household marked by escalating brutality. The first 911 call came in on July 27th, 2025 at 11:41 a.m. And we are going to hear that 911 call a little bit later. Woods' calm tone in the calls raises questions about the urgency of the response. The 911 calls could also explain details about Rebekah being found unresponsive in Holbrook, Arizona, at the intersection of Highway 77 and 180 on July 27th. Okay, so let me go to my map because I did not know. All the other articles that I had seen were just saying Apache County, Arizona. Okay, and it was the intersection of Highway 77 and 180. Okay, so Holbrook isn't a very big place. Where is 77? All right, just so that we can have a sense of about where this is. Right here. Okay. Okay, so let me zoom out so we can see. Okay, so I'm going to share the map. And so here we have Arizona. And so Holbrook is a very small town. And so here is the intersection of 180 and 77. Is right here. All right. Let me go back. I'm going to put her on the screen. She was such a beautiful little girl. On July 28th, Rebekah was transported from Winslow to Phoenix Children's Hospital, where she was declared brain dead in what authorities describe as a brutal case of child abuse. An emergency hearing was held on July 29th in Apache County Superior Court, which was convened to address who would make critical medical decisions for Rebekah. The July 29th emergency hearing transcript revealed even more disturbing details. Judge Garrett Whiting presided over the emergency hearing, emphasizing the court's duty to act in the best interest of the child, citing Stewart v. Superior Court as legal precedent for a criminal court's authority in such matters. He noted the unusual and tragic circumstances, stating, quote, "Without this order, it would create the odd situation where the person who is at least accused of horrific violence against a child would be the one being contacted by the hospital," end quote. A licensed attorney and victims' right advocate with over a decade of experience was appointed as guardian ad litem. She has previously served as a victim representative in state and federal courts, particularly in cases involving child victims. Her role in this case was defined to make decisions regarding organ donation for Rebekah and to act as the victim representative for her and her two younger brothers, known in court as KB1 and KB2. The state prosecutor in the July 29th hearing, Deputy County Attorney Miss Robertson, argued that the guardian ad litem appointment was necessary due to the no-contact order between Baptiste and his daughter. The prosecutor informed the court that Baptiste remained in custody in Apache County Jail and was legally barred from communicating with Rebekah and her two younger brothers or making decisions on their behalf. Robertson outlined the state's allegation, stating that Rebekah had been beaten severely and repeatedly. She had bruising over most of her body, including the pelvic region, and a subdural hematoma that led to her being declared brain dead. Trigger warning. Burns, potentially from cigarettes, were also observed on Rebekah and her brothers, according to Robertson. Additionally, Robertson told the court that some of Rebekah's toenails were missing and chunks of her hair had been pulled out. Prosecutors described the abuse as egregious and emphasized that once Rebekah is officially declared deceased, the charges against Baptiste and Woods will be amended from attempted murder to first-degree murder. Robertson stated evidence collected included a belt matching Baptiste's description, cigarette butts, and blood-stained items found in the home. The hearing also revealed frustration over the Department of Child Safety's failure to take custody of Rebekah during her hospitalization, despite their immediate action to place KB1 and KB2 into protective custody. Robertson noted that DCS had an open file on the family and initiated interviews with Baptiste at the jail, but had yet to file a dependency petition concerning Rebekah. Baptiste's attorney, Mr. Brewer, expressed concern that the court was moving forward without his client present or his consent. He also questioned whether DCS could have assumed control over Rebekah's care, noting the inconsistency in their actions. Brewer added that he had been told Rebekah had run away and had contact with others outside the home. It is. And I actually left some of the details out. I didn't read some of them. And the fact that his lawyer is, I get it. He should be in court for this, but his rights are gone. His rights are gone. Ultimately, Judge Whitting granted the state's motion appointing a guardian ad litem to make medical decisions on behalf of Rebekah and to serve as the victim representative for all three children. The court acknowledged the urgent nature of the situation and the lack of alternative legal guardianship, concluding that swift judicial intervention was necessary to prevent further harm. The emergency order allowed hospital staff to move forward with end-of-life measures and potential organ donation discussions with a qualified legal representative. Class alum's appointment remains in place unless superseded by a future DCS dependency action or further court order. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all I wanted to read in this one. Well, the surviving brothers, KB1 and KB2, are now in foster care under medical supervision. Authorities have not released details about their current conditions, but confirmed they are considered victims in the case. The prosecution stated that Woods is not biologically the mother of the three children. However, for the last 4 years, she has been acting as the mother. The biological mother has not been involved. So, she has been the mother that these children have known. Prosecutors said, "This is not a case where the evidence indicates that one parent is more involved. In her police interview, Anicia Woods admitted to beating the children with various implements. The state alleges that both defendants were responsible for repeated abuse. Okay, that's all I wanted to read for that one. So I did leave out some of the details in that, but just, again, viewer discretion advised because it may be disclosed in these clips. Let me just get back to chat real quick. Yes, and thank you for viewer discretion advice. I'll keep that up. Oh, ad litem. Yeah, so many children are abused when they're not in school. That is a fact. And when you hear what school officials observed and reported to DCS in regards to Rebekah, they should have done something. And they didn't. Okay, here we go.
Good evening. Tonight, our investigation into the death of 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste continues.
We have obtained new records detailing interviews police did with the two murder suspects as Rebekah was fighting for her life in the hospital.
She died July 30th, and her father and his girlfriend have been charged in her death. We want to warn you, the details in this story are sickening.
And I couldn't say it better. They are sickening. Like, my stomach is still in knots over this. But Rebekah's story is important.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono is here with us. And Bianca, these documents are just so tough and so hard to read.
Incredibly difficult. And it really shows that this case is an all hands on deck for law enforcement up in northeastern Arizona. The report details Rebekah's numerous attempts to run away, likely trying to escape the horrific abuse she was allegedly facing.
Numerous attempts to run away. And I haven't heard of many 10-year-olds trying to run away repeatedly from their homes. That is red flag number one. Something is happening in that home.
Also show that her father and his girlfriend initially denied knowledge of her injuries.
Of course they did. Hey, Ocean Tide, thanks for being here. Good Trouble says, this is so close to me and I didn't know. Yeah, it's bad.
This 36-page Navajo County Sheriff's Office report lays out just some of the unimaginable circumstances.
Look at her. She is the cutest thing. And to just, think about, she looked so happy, but she was experiencing such horrific things.
Rebekah Baptiste faced before she was killed, and the alleged monstrous actions by her father
that's a great
and his
word.
girlfriend. 12 News obtaining documents detailing the interviews investigators conducted with Richard Baptiste and Anicia Woods.
Okay, and I want to just back up. Let's see. Oh, narrative. Through the use of Hercule, the following supplement was generated with the assistance of artificial intelligence services. I have reviewed and verified the following report to be true and accurate. It should further be noted this interview was video and audio recorded. The following is a summary of the conversation with Richard Baptiste. For full details and exact quotes, please refer to the recordings. On July 27th, 2025, at approximately 23:13 hours, I, Sergeant Butler, along with Detective Smith of the Navajo County Sheriff's Office, conducted an interview with Richard Daniel Baptiste at the Navajo County Sheriff's Office in Holbrook. It should be noted, prior to interviewing Richard, I was informed by Sergeant Arona of ACSO that Richard was informed his Miranda rights. At the beginning of the interview with Richard, I confirmed he was advised his rights and reconfirmed he understood those rights. let me get rid of this closed captioning. At the beginning of the interview, I obtained general contact information from Richard in which he provided his address in Concho, Arizona, and his phone number as redacted. He stated that he had moved to this address on July 5th, 2025, along with his girlfriend, Anicia Woods, and his 3 biological children, aged 10, 8, and 6. Okay, so let me look up Concho. And so I thought they had moved. I didn't realize it had only been since July 5th. They hadn't even lived there a month. And I have a feeling they moved because people were starting to look at them. What the heck? I wanted directions. Wow. Okay, so it's about 45 minutes away from where they live is where she was found along the highway. They live about 48 miles southeast of Holbrook. I know. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, Bella. Currently helping almost 10-year-old with homework already? Didn't they just start school, Bella? It's too early for homework. It makes me sick how people can do this to their own children. Some people would do anything to have a child. And we're going to hear that her uncle tried. He tried. Yep, they were trying to hide. And let's see. Let's see. Concho, Arizona. Let me see how far Phoenix is from there. Okay, so Phoenix is about 3.5 hours from where they were currently living.
Rebekah Baptiste and Anicia Woods after the 10-year-old girl was found unresponsive.
She ran away for the 3rd time in a week in the desert.
Okay, I hadn't realized that. That just gave me chills. She ran away for the 3rd time in a week in the desert. And when the neighbor found her in the wash, she was unresponsive completely. Liars.
And when the neighbor found her in the wash, she was unresponsive completely.
The initial 911 call on July 27th came from Woods, claiming a neighbor found Rebekah unresponsive after she had run away. These records reveal it was not Rebekah's first time trying to escape. Before moving to live in a tent in rural Apache County, the Baptiste family lived in Phoenix. Woods.
Wait, they lived in a tent? Let me back that up.
Not Rebekah's first time trying to escape. Before moving to live in a tent in rural Apache County, the Baptiste family lived in Phoenix. Woods said she met Baptiste when the two worked together at a call center and had been together for 4 years. During that time, she said Baptiste had at least 5 DCS caseworkers assigned to their family. Shortly.
This is why I want to get this report. Okay, so after explaining to us that Redacted had recently ran away from home after jumping out of a 2nd-story window at home. Okay, so not only has this girl ran away from home repeatedly, but she jumped out of a 2nd-story window to do it. So after explaining to us that Redacted had recently ran away from home after jumping out of a second-story window at home, we learned she was seen by doctors at Phoenix Children's and that Redacted had an assigned psychiatrist named Redacted. She also advised she knows during her time with Richard, there were at least 5 assigned caseworkers or case managers from DCS assigned to their family regarding the children. In total, Richard's children were in the foster program and under the watch of DCS for about 3 to 4 years.
Assigned to their family shortly before moving out of Phoenix. She said Rebekah jumped out of a window in their apartment in an attempt to run away. On July 5th, the family moved into a yurt tent in the...
A yurt? I've never heard of that. A yurt tent? Yurt style tent. What? Oh my. I mean, I guess it's cool if you want to go camping, but I'll show y'all because I've never heard of a yurt tent. So this is an example of a yurt tent. And I'm guessing they could be bigger because this doesn't really seem very big. I mean, there are some that are quite extravagant. Let's see if I can find one that's a little bit bigger. Oh, and actually some of them could actually be, apparently it's considered glamping. So here's another example of a yurt. Yeah, Ocean Tide in the summer in Arizona. So, I mean, it could, but even so, I mean, and that makes me think they were living seemingly off the grid, and they moved to where possibly the kids couldn't run away and be in contact with people as easily. Oh, and it says, I do see they go to a community well for water. My understanding, the property is in a development. I'm guessing that's what that is. I need to get this report.
Desert of Concho, Arizona, with no electricity or running water.
And no electricity or running water.
Woods said Rebekah would try to escape 3 more times, with the last being the day she was rushed to the hospital, allegedly trying to find another adult to go live with.
Can you imagine this poor baby? She was going to find another adult to live with. She, based on what they just said, she didn't care who that adult was. Any adult would suffice.
Woods claimed each time Rebekah ran away, she was found dehydrated and injured, eventually becoming too weak to drink from a straw.
What? That's what her dad said? Hold on, I'm going to back. Oh, okay, so the stepmom, this is what she alleged. Where, and maybe she didn't even run away. Maybe that's what they did to her. And they just blamed it on her running away. Oh, wow, Good Trouble. Sometimes they're 2 stories, full homes. Wow, okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound they were glamping. Definitely not.
Allegedly trying to find another adult to go live with. Woods claimed each time Rebekah ran away.
Mommy, can I have some water? Her mouth and tongue were super dry. She clarified. Yeah, see, I need to get
She was found dehydrated and injured, eventually becoming too weak to drink from a straw. When questioned why they never sought medical attention for the girl, Woods, who claimed to previously work as a nurse, said, "I decided she would be fine."
What a bitch. She stated she was a CNA at a hospital. Statements were inconsistent. She advised she didn't think. I decided she would be fine.
But she wasn't.
She's unresponsive, unconscious, and unable to breathe for herself.
Records show Baptiste and Woods initially claimed they didn't know about Rebekah's injuries, alleging they must have been due to a possible fall in a wash after she ran away. But when Rebekah was flown to Phoenix Children's Hospital, doctors uncovered evidence of sustained torture, a severe brain bleed, missing hair and toenails, burn marks, and bruises and lacerations all over her body. In an interview with her father, police said he showed little to no emotion after he was pressed by police. He admitted to striking her with a belt, claiming it was punishment for running away. He admitted to using excessive force, but denied responsibility for the head trauma. Investigators learned that before calling 911 for help, as Rebekah was unresponsive, Baptiste and Woods changed her clothes.
Wow. Look at her. So instead of calling 911 because your child is unresponsive, we're going to change her clothes to hide the evidence that we did it. Yeah, imagine being the medical professionals that have to see this. It's why I can't work for the state anymore. Broke my heart. Yeah, wrong on all levels. They are scumbag. I mean, I said, that other guy was a scumbag, the one that hit that girl on a bike and tried to kidnap her. But these two, I don't know if there's got to be a better word than scumbag. They're like worse than scumbags. Talk about evil. Hey, Amy Lynn, thanks for being here. Pure evil.
And Woods.
Sadistic, actually, if you don't like swearing, I don't swear very often, but I'm going to now. They are sadistic motherfuckers. That's what they are. Nasty ass, sadistic MFers.
Changed her clothes. Police say after searching their tent, bloody clothing was found. And when Baptiste and Woods were asked by police what their punishment should be, Woods said maybe some jail time, and Baptiste said he didn't deserve to be a father. Both face first-degree murder charges.
Are you hold on, I need to hear that again.
Police say after searching their tent, bloody clothing was found. And when Baptiste and Woods were asked by police what their punishment should be, Woods said maybe some jail time.
Oh, maybe some jail time. No, how about you spend the rest of your life in prison where someone can show you what it's like to be abused? Because what I've heard, most of the population in prisons don't like people who hurt children. So...
And Baptiste said he didn't deserve to be a father. Both face first-degree murder charges with more charges possible and likely. We're live in studio. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca. We have an update on the drowning of 3-year-old.
Ugh, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, they might have killed the boys too. If it weren't for baby girl, they won't be leaving that jail. Yeah, they are disgusting. And so arrogant. You know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe some jail time. And it gets... And the clip we just saw was from today. So, or maybe not today, maybe yesterday. So I put the most recent first. So now we're going to get into the 911 call. One of the local stations spoke to her uncle, who, bless his heart, he tried what he could. We're going to hear from a school official that was instrumental in reporting Rebekah's injuries to DCS. The state failed her. Simple as that. The state failed this little girl. And look at them. Scum of the earth.
Tonight, new disturbing details in the murder of a 10-year-old girl in Apache County. Arizona's Family Investigates got a hold of the 911 phone calls that led to the arrest of that child's father and his girlfriend.
10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste teachers tell us they called the state more than a dozen times to report concerns and signs of abuse. Well, now the Department of Child Safety is responding to accusations that the system failed this little girl. Here's Amy Cutler.
There are 3 911 calls that the father's girlfriend, Anicia Woods, made. In them, she calls herself the child's mother.
Oh my, I hadn't realized she called 911 3 times. Interesting.
She says that child is not breathing, but she doesn't have the kind of urgency you might expect.
She was running away, but she ran away today, and when the neighbor found her, she's just been completely unresponsive. I'm sitting here giving her breath.
The call is from July 27th.
I'm sitting here giving her breath. And that reporter is right. There's no urgency. She's speaking at a level tone, like just matter of fact. Sorry, even if it was someone I didn't know, if I saw someone I didn't know with no emotional attachment, I would be more upset than this woman was. I would be freaking out, actually.
The severely injured child would later be identified as Rebekah Baptiste. The call drops. 17 minutes later, Woods calls back.
Is she breathing? I'm waiting for her.
17 minutes? And so I'm curious. I know here in New York, if the call drops, 911 will call you back. So I'm wondering why 17 minutes? That girl was already dead. That girl was already dead.
What do you mean? I am putting my mouth around hers and breathing the air in her breath. Yes.
The dispatcher urges them to pull over so EMS can get to them. That call ends and Woods calls back a third time. This time the dispatcher asks her to start CPR.
Have you got?
Okay, let me just back up. So, because I missed that part.
That call ends and Woods calls back a third time. This time the dispatcher asks her to start CPR.
Have you got her to flat ground, solid ground? Yeah, she's in the car. Okay, I need you to put her on the ground. On the rock? I need her on a flat ground so that you can administer CPR.
30 seconds go by.
Do you know how to administer CPR? Yes, I do, unfortunately. I hear the EMS coming.
Another 20 seconds go by.
Are you wanting to start CPR or are you waiting for EMS? I'm waiting for them because I'm trying to get her breath. I'm not doing this on the block.
Rebekah died in the hospital 3 days later. Woods and the child's father.
So, and I understand they said she died 3 days later, but she was on life support. She died that day. They chose to take her off life support on the 30th. But as we heard, because they were trying to find someone to make medical decisions for her. Scumbags. Scumbag.
Richard Baptiste have been charged with murder and child abuse in connection with Rebekah's 2 younger brothers.
No, Josh. And, she was saying, I'm giving her breath. And so when the dispatcher said, well, what do you mean? She said, I'm breathing into her mouth. Like, what?
The family had lived in Phoenix up until this summer when they moved to this yurt in Apache County. Seen here.
Oh, okay. So they had, it was like the one I had, the glamping one I had shown. Okay. So, I mean, it was decent size. And it looks like it was, I mean, it does look like it was a pretty good size, but I mean, for 5 people, 3 kids and 2 adults, and then no electricity or running water. Oh, I said that one. Okay, maybe it took that long to get a connection. That is true. That is true. Yaya says states will usually fail terribly underfunded and understaffed. DCS has a national mandate for family reunification and not the best interest of the child. That's unfortunate. Okay, Ocean Tide. I think some places don't have caller ID for 911. I live in a small town in the mountains, and we just got caller ID for 911 a year ago. Wow. Yeah, that could be as well.
Here in photos from the assessor's office. Prosecutors say it was there where the children suffered physical and sexual abuse. The school those 3 kids attended in Power College Prep long had concerns, saying they called the Department of Child Safety 13 times in the last 2 years. Late this afternoon, DCS pushed back on that, saying they only received 5 calls and only 1.
They received 5 calls from the police department. And so when I had heard that, when they were pushing back saying they only received 5 calls, in my opinion, they were referring to the police calls, not the school calls. And I did want to read an article from today that talks about Phoenix PD. So Phoenix PD contacted DCS 5 times after contact with Rebekah Baptiste and her siblings. The Phoenix Police Department says it contacted the Department of Child Safety 5 times after contact with Rebekah and her siblings. The 10-year-old girl was found tortured and abused on July 27th and died from her injuries 3 days later. Phoenix PD said from August of 2018 through April of this year, they responded to multiple reports involving the Baptiste children. None of the interactions resulted in an arrest. In August of 2018, it was a welfare check, and detectives contacted DCS. In December of 2023, it was another welfare check. Officers contacted DCS, and detectives who followed up on the case also contacted DCS. In February of 2024, police contacted the family for a, quote, accidental injury. DCS was notified. In November of 2024, officers investigated an allegation of child abuse and neglect where detectives alerted DCS. In April of 2025, police investigated a, quote, minor injury to child, and detectives who followed up contacted DCS. Staff at Rebekah School and Power College Prep said their school resource officer was also involved in the April 2025 incident. He observed marks of a black eye, said Brian Holman, Empower's executive director. They said that after Rebekah was absent from school for several days, the SRO visited Rebekah's home and witnessed her with a black eye. The school said the SRO also contacted DCS to seek protection for her. Not long after that, the Baptiste family moved to rural Apache County. And that is reminiscent of Kimberly Sullivan, who, when the school started calling DCS on her and the alleged, malnourishment and possible abuse of her stepson, she pulled him out of school and said she was going to homeschool. These guys moved away, just as I had my opinion. So my opinion is now verified. Okay. Good Trouble says they were on Navajo Nation, which tells me they might be Native. Okay. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Only 5. I feel like the black eye, like, how did they explain that away? Her little brother did it? Like, come on. On July 27th, Rebekah was found tortured and abused, according to prosecutors. She died 3 days later. Her father, Rebekah Baptiste, and his girlfriend, Anicia Woods, have been charged with her murder. This is a department that I think the intention and goal is incredibly beneficial and important, and we want to have in place, but things fall through the cracks time and time again, said Natalina Mariscal, Empower's Director of Student Social Services. Mariscal and Holman sat down for an interview with 12 News on Thursday while holding a stack of documents showing that they made 12 reports to DCS regarding Rebekah and her siblings. DCS alleged that they received 5 reports from the school, and only one of those reports met the statutory criteria for an investigation. Staff at Empower said they were told that on 4 occasions, their reports were assigned to the same DCS supervisor for further investigation. They said following Rebekah's death, they've also heard from other organizations and agencies who had interactions with the Baptiste children and stated they made an additional 20 calls to DCS. Unfortunately, that is why I have our staff keep these documents. It's unfortunate that we are tallying and counting how many reports were made and having to have this back and forth when that's really not what's important here. As Empower staff try to grapple with the loss of the girl they tried so hard to save, they're vowing to keep using their voice in hopes of preventing this kind of tragedy from happening again. While being distraught about the loss, Rebekah, we are also desperate to make sure that something changes. In a statement, DCS said in part, quote, "We take every call to our hotline seriously, but we only have the authority to initiate an investigation if the call meets statutory report criteria. Rebekah deserved love, safety, and a chance to thrive. There are no words that will make sense of the pain she endured or her life that was tragically cut short. Her loss is a sorrow we carry deeply, a reminder of the work we must never stop doing. We know this loss is felt most deeply by her school community that saw Rebekah most often. In honoring her memory, the department will strive to educate our schools to better understand what meets report criteria so that when they do make a call to the hotline, we can take appropriate action." So in other words, we're going to train them to say certain words so that the report is actually investigated. Is that what they're saying? To educate our schools to better understand. I would like to know what that criteria is. DCS also said that state law requires the department to use a safety assessment model during an investigation. Children must be in present or impending danger to qualify for removal. The model requires the department to interview victims and perpetrators. However, they cannot force participation. Without the ability to compel participation, the department may not always be able to gather the information necessary to convince a court that removal from the home is necessary. And it sucks that it's like voluntary. Your participation is voluntary. Yeah, sounds like she was in immediate danger to me too. Right, keywords to get the referral moved along. Yep.
And met their abuse or neglect criteria.
School administrators very clear in saying they believe Rebekah's murder was preventable. DCS says they are committed to working with police and will review exactly what happened in this case. We'll continue to push for answers. In the newsroom, Amy Cutler, Arizona's Family Investigates.
Yeah. No, Good Trouble. I don't think they were on the way for medical help. It was just because, well, and that's the thing. Well, and, I mean, maybe, I don't remember what she said in the 911 call, but it was alleged that a neighbor found her in the wash unresponsive. So, but she was 40 minutes away from her home. Let me see. I got to get these two a-holes off the screen. Let's see what this is. Yeah, let's keep Rebekah on the screen because those two are disgusting. Okay, so let's see. Hospital. Okay, so the nearest hospital, actually I'll show this map to y'all so you can kind of see. So the pin is where they lived in Concho. And then Holbrook is where she was found. And so the nearest hospital, I mean, it is possible they were driving to Little Colorado Medical Center. But when you look at it, it appears that Summit Healthcare or White Mountain Regional Medical Center are closer to where they live. I mean, they had been there for a few weeks, so maybe they didn't realize there were hospitals here, but usually, you know, if there's an emergency, I would Google nearest hospital, and that's where I would go. Had she run away and just perished? I don't think she ran away, Good Trouble. I think it was, well, they said it was, I don't know. I think law enforcement had said that they admitted it wasn't true. But I can't remember. That's why I need to get that report. But even if they didn't admit it was a lie, I think they were lying. Because, you know what, let's go back to, I think the 911 call was in the second one. Let me see.
Good evening. Tonight our...
Oh, no, we just listened to the 911 call. So let me go to... Let's listen to the 911 call again. Okay.
Doesn't have the kind of urgency you might expect.
She's been running away, but she ran away today, and when the neighbor found her, she's just been completely unresponsive. I'm sitting here giving her breath.
The call is from July.
Okay, so she's been running away, but when she ran away today and the neighbor found her, she's just been completely unresponsive. I'm sitting here giving her breath. So she ran away and the neighbor found her. And you're sitting here giving her breath 40 minutes away? Yeah.
Completely unresponsive. I'm sitting here giving her breath.
The call is from July 27th. The severely injured child would later be identified as Rebekah Baptiste. The call drops. 17 minutes later, Woods calls back.
Is she breathing?
I'm waiting for her.
What do you mean?
I am putting my mouth around hers and breathing the air in her lungs. Yes.
The dispatcher urges them to pull over so EMS can get to them.
So that tells me they were driving. I missed that part the first time. The dispatcher had said told them to pull over. This is making less and less
Call
sense.
ends and Woods calls back a third time. This time the dispatcher asks her to start CPR.
Have you got her to the flat ground, solid ground?
Yeah, she's in the car.
Okay, I need you to put her on the ground.
On the rock?
I need her on a flat ground so that you can administer CPR.
30 seconds go by.
Pookie, that is so for being a CNA, right? She claims she was a CNA. She doesn't sound like she's had any medical training. So she was in the car. Rebekah was in the car and she was breathing in her mouth. What? Yeah, I think so too, Bella. They set it up to be found. Yeah. Because some articles I read, let me see if I can let's see if I can find one. Let's see. Because some of the headlines I saw had said she was found unresponsive on a highway. Yep, right here. So she was found unresponsive on a highway in Arizona.
Do you know how to administer CPR?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
Okay, so the dispatcher said, do you know how to do CPR? And she said, yes, I do. Well, then why the hell didn't you pull over and administer it appropriately, not with her in the car?
I hear the EMS coming.
Another 20 seconds go by.
Are you wanting to start CPR or are you waiting for EMS?
I'm waiting for them because I'm trying to get her breath.
Okay, so she said, I'm waiting for them because I'm giving her breaths. Right. So she wasn't doing CPR. She wasn't doing jack shit is what she was doing. I'm giving her breaths.
Not doing this on the block.
Rebekah died in the hospital 3 days later.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. I noticed that too. And the way that the closed captioning had it was almost like it was a bother. Like, yeah, I know it, unfortunately. Well, no, you don't, because you weren't doing it. Hey, Nanny, thanks for being here. Do you have to be in the state to get the report? Maybe I can request info for you. I don't think so. I can if you want to try, that would be great. I plan on trying. I'm going to send, I did find where I can do a FOIA request. I found the complaint online, but it wasn't available online. So I actually registered. It said it was $10 a copy, was willing to pay it. And then when I went to, get it, it said, this is not available online. I was like, dang it. So I might even call tomorrow and just say, hey, how do I do this? Zoe said, well, in other states, children are removed from loving homes because parents don't support their child's medical gender transitioning. Right? But here, this little girl was in dire need. And yeah, Josh, idiots. And this was a setup. Yep. Sinner said, fake nurse. And I don't think she was found by the neighbor. A neighbor would have called. Exactly. Exactly. And why was the neighbor 40 minutes away? Good Trouble said, I don't think she was with the parents, which is why she wasn't identified until later. Yep. because they said she was, I mean, when I read the initial article said that she was found on the side of the highway unresponsive. Didn't mention anything about the parents. Bella said CNAs don't get a lot of training. I'd like to know how long she did CNA work. You do have to be CPR trained. And I just feel like any medical professional should know CPR. I mean, it's, hey, Grain. Oh, no notification. That's no bueno. No one that knows how to do CPR wants to do it. Right, because that means that someone is in crisis. So, Oceantide, you can't get reports concerning children. This would be the criminal complaint against the father and his girlfriend. So the one report that they showed on the news, the kids' names are redacted. Yeah, the caller was allegedly the girlfriend of the dad, who was, what was the word that article used? Was acting as their mother, I guess. Okay, so this one, I think, okay, this is the one where this is the graphic clip, and not highly graphic, but there's recordings of what was said in court by medical professionals. So I'm going to give my disclaimer again, viewer discretion advised. If you'd rather just read the closed captioning instead of listening or reading the screen, that's what I would do. Because it's pretty, like this poor kid. Yeah, she was tortured before her murder. She was.
A broken system. That's what Damon Hawkins feels played a part in his niece's brutal murder.
You know, she spent the last 4 days in the hospital by herself. And the only thing DCS can say is, well, I'm sorry that you weren't informed.
Hawkins.
And I mean, I can see where that could be, because if he wasn't on any of her, paperwork, or if they couldn't find him. But that's really sad that this little girl, I mean, technically she wasn't alone. She had, medical professionals with her, but she didn't have family with her that loved her. And that's really, really sad.
The uncle of 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste says he can't even begin to imagine what she went through.
She was black and blue from head to toe. She had 2 black eyes, and they're thinking the cause of death was because of she hemorrhaged.
During a court hearing Monday morning, prosecutors said Rebekah was missing toenails, had bruises all over her body, and had been starved.
The above findings are highly concerning for child physical abuse, child sexual abuse, and torture, which is a surprisingly, shockingly strong word for a medical doctor.
But it wasn't just Rebekah. Prosecutors alleged her 2 younger brothers were also abused. Robert Baptiste, Rebekah's...
Look at these 2 ass hats. Disgusting.
Father and Anicia Woods charged with her death. Prosecutors added that Anicia admitted to investigators that she hit the kids.
For a long period of time.
After hearing all of that, Hawkins needed a minute to regroup during our interview. Hawkins says he and his wife alerted DCS after they started to notice red flags.
I'm not sure where mom was. The one article said that mom was not present. Mom was not involved in their lives.
He says on multiple occasions they tried to see Rebekah and her 2 younger brothers, but they were always turned away.
The answer we always got was, oh, they're kids. They're in trouble. Oh, they're in trouble.
The last time he saw the kids, he says he could see the fear in their eyes when it was time to go home.
I made it clear when I met with the investigator and DCS of just, you guys, your system failed her. We have logs and logs of the times where over the past years where they've been contacted of the worry that we had. We got word of sexual abuse, about a year and a half ago. And then, they turned a blind eye to it.
Hawkins says he understands he wasn't Rebekah's legal guardian and getting answers will be a battle.
Just one step, one day at a time. That's all we can do. It's advocate for her, advocate for the kids that don't have it. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
A statement from the Department of Child Safety says it's conducting a thorough review of the case to figure out if the system is at fault in any way. The statement ended with, quote, "Despite our expertise in child safety, we cannot predict the future and must operate within the boundaries of our legal authority." I'm Stephanie Dupre for Arizona's Family.
Jeez. It's unreal. Such a yeah. Yeah. It's horrible. Did they donate her organs? That I don't know. I assume that that was just part of, the medical decisions, but I don't know if they did. That's a good question. This is sad, but it makes me so mad. Yeah. Okay, so I think there's one. Oh, that might be the last one because the last story is about an alligator, just to kind of change things. So let me just see if there was anything new. Let me see, is this the one I just played? Pause. Oh no, I think this is one that I wanted to play, but it wouldn't let me play it from Google. So let's take a look at this one and then I'll see if there's anything else. So Arizona DPS disputes claims of reporting. And viewer discretion advised. Grain, I don't know if they said how many visits. Police went 5 times. And according to DCF, only one of those went further to be investigated. But they couldn't force the dad and girlfriend and kids to participate.
More disturbing details in the death of a 10-year-old girl, her father and his girlfriend charged with her murder.
Her death prompted an investigation into the Arizona Department of Child Safety after it was learned that her school had called DCS some 12 times about what they feared was abuse happening at home. And now the school is remembering this little girl by sharing one of her school projects. Kenzie Beach joins us live now.
Yeah, guys, for the first time, we're hearing from prosecutors who say it was long-term horrendous abuse that led to the little girl, the 10-year-old girl's death, Rebekah Baptiste. We're also learning that her father and the woman that he planned to marry admitted to the abuse in police interviews. I want to warn you guys that the details in this case are very hard to hear. The little girl was found with bruises all over her body, and now 100 pages of hospital reports detail that abuse.
Wait, 100 pages of hospital records? Let me just back that up.
I want to warn you guys that the details in this case are very hard to hear. The little girl was found with bruises all over her body, and now 100 pages of hospital reports detail that abuse.
100 pages of hospital reports. So mandated reporters reported to CPS 12 times. Yes. Some reported 12, but then another clip said 13.
Richard Baptiste and his girlfriend Anicia Woods now face first-degree murder charges for the death of his daughter, 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste. And this is a piece of Rebekah, a poem she wrote titled Magenta, after her favorite color. She went on to write, learning about...
Oh, I'm going to read that because they're not going to read the whole thing. So it says, Magenta, Pink If You Don't Know, by Rebekah. If you want to find magenta, smell a lovely flower, or find a plant with pink leaves. Some really do have them. Chew some bubble gum. Look at my backpack, or stick out your tongue after a lolly. Go to the farm and find a pig, or watch the road to find a Barbie car. If you want to find magenta. And then it says about the author, my name is Rebekah Baptiste. I am in 3rd grade. I go to Empower College Prep. Some of my favorite things about school are my teacher because I love her, and math. In math, I like to do fractions, and I like to read the I Survived books. I have enjoyed math because fractions I love to do. 1/4 equals 2/8. Oh my gosh. Learning about endangered animals makes me feel sad because animals should be loved and not harmed. And then it says, I hope that endangered, I can't see the rest of it.
After her favorite color. She went on to write, learning about endangered animals makes me feel sad.
Here we go.
Because animals should be loved, not harmed. I hope that endangered animals will survive. A 3rd grader at the time, Rebekah wrote those.
So beautiful. Yeah, +5 times by police. Yep. And that also doesn't include the number of times family also reported abuse, because the uncle said, I think he said 20 times.
Words, all while her school administrators and Principal Becky Jones were making reports to DCS for concerns of visible physical abuse markings, neglect, and food deprivation.
I would have taken her yesterday, today, 3 years ago. And I think everyone felt like that.
12 reports were made from 2023 to 2025 from her school to DCS, something DCS is trying to dispute. Prosecutors say it was long-term, horrendous abuse that caused the death of the 10-year-old little girl.
The above findings are highly concerning for child physical abuse, child sexual abuse, and torture.
After Rebekah Baptiste was found unresponsive in Holbrook, Arizona, she was flown to Phoenix Children's Hospital.
Some very recent significant injuries.
Okay, so I want to give a trigger warning again. Viewer discretion advised.
That she sustained subdural hematomas, bruising up and down her entire body, missing toenails.
Prosecutors say Rebekah's brain bleeding was so severe it left her brain dead. Rebekah died at Phoenix Children's on July 30th after spending 3 days on life support. Court records indicate this was not the first time Rebekah needed care for these types of injuries. Prosecutors revealing 140 pages of hospital records have been handed over in this case.
104, not just 100 like they said initially, 140 pages of documented injuries like these before. It's honestly, it's amazing that this little girl was actually smiling.
Richard Baptiste and Anicia Woods' next court appearance is September 4th. We plan to be there and bring you that coverage. Empower College Prep, where the little girl went to school, is holding a celebration of life ceremony next Thursday at 1 p.m. They're asking people wear the color magenta, Rebekah's favorite color. Cute. For Fox 10, I'm Kenzie Beach.
Okay, so September 4th. Oh, no. Well, September 4th is a Thursday, so it's going to be my third day back to work. But I did write that down because we will definitely keep an eye on this. So Good Trouble says, I'm guessing this summer wasn't their first evasive move. That's a good point. And the school was Empower. Let me look that up. Empower. So Empower College Prep is in Phoenix. Yeah, and 13 reports in 2 years were filed. Good Trouble. When does school start around in Arizona? Because here we start right after Labor Day. But I'm curious when school would have started if they had moved there. I know, like, my cousins out west go back to school Wednesday. Josh says, for those who can't have biological kids, would love to have this great child, myself included. Makes me so angry. I had stepchildren, but can't have any biological. Come on, stop beating children. Yeah. Right. Hey, Burden, how are ya? Hope things are good out your way. No calls from the hospital. That'll be interesting to find out. I haven't seen anything about that. Let's see. Let's see, what is this? This is from 11 Alive. Okay, that one I think I read. Okay, let's read this article because this kind of goes through the reports. So what's the date on this? So it says, girl tried to escape before she was allegedly killed by her father and his girlfriend, records say. Records show that Rebekah Baptiste, 10, tried to run away several times before she was found unresponsive and later died. Newly obtained police records reveal new details about the final weeks of 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste's life, including repeated attempts to run away and alleged prolonged abuse at the hands of her father and his girlfriend. Warning, some details in this article are disturbing, or as that one reporter said, they are disgusting. They are disgusting. The 36-page Navajo County Sheriff's Office report details interviews with Richard Baptiste and Anicia Woods after Rebekah was found unresponsive on July 27th. She died 3 days later at Phoenix Children's Hospital. Both are charged with first-degree murder. And I did see in another article they are being held on $1 million bond each. According to investigators, Woods initially told police that Rebekah was discovered unresponsive by a neighbor after she ran away from their rural Concho, Arizona campsite. The family had been living in a yurt with no running water or electricity since early July after moving from Phoenix. Records show that this was not the child's first escape attempt. Woods told police Rebekah had previously jumped from a window in Phoenix to flee. In Concho, she allegedly tried to escape 3 more times, with the final attempt the day she was taken to the hospital, according to the records. So, my question also would be, were there any police reports made that the child ran away? Because they had said in the one clip that she had run away 3 times in a week, the week that she died. So did the dad or the stepmom call police saying, hey, our 10-year-old's run away, we can't find her? Probably not. Yeah, I would think they did too. And I'm sure that in those pages, there's probably going to be a lot of information. I'm sure the hospital would have called law enforcement. I would hope so. Major hurricane. Is there a major hurricane coming? I haven't really looked at much news. I've been just looking at this. And then I did see the major explosion in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. Oh, what could be a major hurricane. I guess we'll have to see what it does. Burden says, when I first learned of what was done to Rebekah last week and heard some of the details, it immediately reminded me of the awful torture and stolen life of Mercedes. Is it Lasoya? At the hands of mom and boyfriend. I don't know if I've never heard of her. Let me write her down. Nanny, Biomom is the only thing I found about Biomom is that she was not involved in the children's life. Oh, you're okay, Burden. I read exactly I read what you wrote and it made sense to me. Let's see. Okay, so you read that. Woods, who claimed to be a former nurse, told police she decided Rebekah, quote, would be fine and did not seek medical care, despite the girl becoming so weak she could no longer drink from a straw. When questioned, Baptiste and Woods initially denied knowing the cause of Rebekah's injuries, suggesting she may have fallen. However, records showed doctors found extensive evidence of abuse, including a severe brain bleed, missing hair and toenails, burn marks, and numerous bruises and lacerations. Investigators said Baptiste later admitted to striking his daughter with a belt as punishment for running away, but denied causing her head trauma. Police also discovered bloody clothing in the tent the couple shared after learning they had changed Rebekah's clothing before calling 911. Wait. So they called 911 allegedly at their home after the neighbor found her, but the girlfriend said they were in the car. And they didn't live near where she was found. When asked what punishment they believe was appropriate, Woods suggested maybe some jail time. Well, Baptiste said he did not deserve to be a father. Well, that didn't answer the question. Both remain in custody, and authorities say additional charges are likely. That didn't really answer. That just made me have more questions. Let's see. Just going to look one more time. I'm going to search these by... Oh, here's one 58 minutes ago. This is from azcentral.com. All right, so we'll look at this one and then we'll do some last thoughts. Yeah, Grain, it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, oops, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's the... Oh, no, that's the wrong one too. My bad. Oh my gosh, I have too many tabs open. Okay, here we go. So 911 calls, what happened to Rebekah Baptiste 10 in her final days before Phoenix death? And this was just about... I'm trying to think. I think Arizona is 3 hours behind me. So this is the most recent though. 911 calls released to the Arizona Republic by the Navajo County Sheriff's Office reveal what led up to the hospitalization and eventual death of Rebekah Baptiste 10 after being found unresponsive in a rural eastern Arizona. Baptiste was unresponsive when she was found at the intersection of State Route 77 and U.S. Route 180 in Holbrook in northern Arizona, July 27th, according to a news release from the Apache County Sheriff's Office. You know what? Let me go to the Apache County Sheriff's Office. Okay, so let's see. I'd like to see all that it said. Well, their website isn't going to help me with that. Let's see. Let me do it this way. Oh my gosh, burden of proof. Okay, I'm not finding their news release. News release. Let me try that. Oh, let's see. They're on Twitter. They haven't posted since 2024 though. Okay. Oh, Empower College Prep. I did see that somewhere. What article did I see that in? I did see they had certain dates, and thank goodness they kept those records. Okay, so she was found unresponsive at the intersection. That same day, a woman called 911 to report she was taking her daughter, later identified as Baptiste, to get medical treatment after she said the girl ran away and was having difficulty breathing. Here's what was learned from the 911 calls that described the moments before Baptiste was taken to the hospital. The girl had a severe injury and was taken to the Little Colorado Medical Center in Winslow, about 30 minutes east, according to a news release. Oh, here, they got the hyperlink. And I don't know what's happening here. It like brought me to some weird article. That I can't read. Okay. All right, forget about that for now. The girl's exact injury was not disclosed. Baptiste was then taken to Phoenix Children's Hospital and would die there July 30th. Her exact cause of death remained under investigation, according to the release. What do the 911 calls reveal? On July 27th, a woman called 911 to report she was taking her daughter to a nearby emergency medical service station in Holbrook after her daughter was found unconscious and having difficulty breathing. We're headed to the 180. We're getting off our dirt road now, the caller said in the first call. The 911 operator then asked, what is wrong with the girl? She has run away. This is like the third time now. She still hasn't even bounced back from the first time. When the neighbor found her, they said she was almost gasping. The caller said not long before the call was disconnected. In the second call, details are again repeated. We're hauling ass to Holbrook to the EMS station. When asked again what happened, the woman stuck to her story. She's ran away for the third time in a week in the desert. The neighbor found her in a wash. She was unresponsive completely, and by the time she got back to the house, she was barely breathing, so I'm breathing for her now. The dispatcher questioned how the woman was able to breathe for the girl. I'm putting my mouth around hers and breathing in and out for her. The caller asked the 911 operator if they should continue driving to an EMS center in Holbrook, but the operator insists they pull over and await an ambulance. During a third call, the caller said they were stopped by a gift shop. The 911 operator asked the woman if she knew CPR. Yes, I do, unfortunately. The caller questioned why the 911 operator wanted her to put the child on the ground. The operator explained it was for the woman to do CPR. Ambulance sirens can be heard arriving before the call ended. So that answers some of my questions. The girlfriend said that they were hauling ass to Holbrook to the EMS station. Why wouldn't you go to a hospital? So bizarre. All right, let's see if there's anything. Okay, so who has been arrested? Anicia Woods, 29, and her father, Richard Baptiste, 32, were arrested on suspicion of murder and child abuse. The two were accused of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and 3 counts of child abuse in connection with Rebekah's death. Woods, Richard Baptiste, and Rebekah all lived at the property in the rural community of Hunt, which is about 40 minutes southeast of where the original call for service was located, according to arresting documents. So the original call was 40 minutes after it was 40 minutes away from where the original call for service was located. So they drove for 40 minutes and then called 911? Is that what I'm getting here? Oh, let me just see about the hurricane. Where was it? I just saw it. Okay, Legally Blonde says we're getting lots of rain from Tropical Storm Erin under a flash flood warning now. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a hurricane. Yeah, be safe for sure. Standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. Ocean Tide was thinking the same thing. Oh, is it a song? I've never heard that before. Right, Evil Queen. So they left their house but didn't call 911 until, I would assume, it was about 40 minutes, because the first call came in 40 minutes. Wait, let me go back and read that again. They lived at a property in the rural community of Hunt, which is about 40 minutes southeast of where the original call for service was located. Right. So they were 40 minutes away from their home when they first called 911. Girls' school reported abuse. Rebekah Baptiste's uncle, Damon Hawkins, told the Republic he believed the Arizona Department of Child Safety failed the girl. The young girl died due to a senseless act of violence, said Hawkins, who organized a GoFundMe to support her funeral costs. Okay, I was going to look for that before we finished up. So I'm going to share this. Share, copy link. All right, so let's go take a look at this. So honoring Rebekah's kind spirit. Look at her. She's so freaking cute. They have a $3,500 goal. They have raised just over almost $3,300, but that should be much higher in my opinion. It is with the heaviest of hearts that the devastating news of the passing of our beloved Rebekah. Rebekah tragically passed away on July 30th, 2025, due to a senseless act of violence. She was a bright light, known for her infectious laughter, unwavering kindness, dedication to her family, and her positive attitude. She touched countless lives with her generosity, wisdom, and her passion for life, and will be deeply missed by all who knew and loved her. As we navigate this unimaginable grief, the daunting task of arranging her final farewell and supporting the family through this incredibly difficult time is faced. The emotional toll of this loss is immense, and unfortunately, the financial burden of funeral expenses, memorial services, and potential unforeseen costs is overwhelming. The community is being reached out to for support in honoring Rebekah's memory and helping to alleviate some of the financial strain. Any contribution, no matter how small, will make a meaningful difference as we work to provide her with the dignified and heartfelt send-off she deserves. Funds raised will go toward funeral service, burial, or cremation costs, and memorial arrangements. Gratitude is expressed for any thoughts, prayers, and messages of support during this time of immense sorrow. Your kindness and generosity mean the world as we navigate this tragedy. Thank you for your compassion and for helping us ensure that Rebekah's memory is cherished and honored with love and respect. She was a doll. Absolute doll. Interesting, Nanny. I wonder if she started to say, unfortunately, she's gone. I don't know. It's just a weird way to say it. I know. Do you know CPR? Yes, I know CPR, unfortunately. Like it's a bad thing. Like she didn't want to save her. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, I know it, and I'm pretending to do it, but I'm really not. It says the celebration of life is put on my mom and grandma. What says that? Oh, true. She might have thought she was gone at that point. Well, I think she knew she was gone. In my opinion, that baby girl was already gone. Okay, I've heard Keep on Rocking Me, Baby. I've heard that song. We have all turned ADHD in chat. I know. Well, we have to have something to take our minds off this. Okay, Eagles, Take It Easy. I probably have heard that song then. And it's a full moon. Yes, ma'am, it is. Yeah, she was smart. And that little poem she wrote about magenta, that was so cute. There are so many monsters out there who do this to children. Yup. Oh, on Facebook. Who's Facebook? Because I went to Facebook and I couldn't find... I could only find news articles. I couldn't find anything. Who do I look up on Facebook? Let's see. Let me drop that for a minute. Let me go to... Thank you. Oh, here it is. Oh, here, people. Oh, here it is. Found it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, she looked just... Okay, so this is from ABC 15. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so it says, so this was posted August 6th, so almost a week ago. Here's the information for a celebration of life planned in honor of Rebekah Baptiste. It's set for next Thursday at Empower College Prep. Rebekah's mom and grandma are hoping people will come honor her and wear pink. So this was the 6th. So the 14th. So August 14th is when the celebration of life is going to be. Oh, here we go. She should be here today. We should not be having this conversation. Rebekah Baptiste's mom and grandma spoke with me for the first time, sharing their immense grief and the desire for accountability. Wednesday, we took questions straight to Governor Hobbs and DCS, getting new responses on Rebekah's case. Okay.
Hearing from Rebekah's.
All right. Thank you so much, Good Trouble, for letting me know this.
Lawmakers are preparing for a series of meetings as a probe involving the state's child protection system takes a new step forward.
Now, this follows the high-profile deaths of 3 kids known to the Department of Child Safety, including 10-year-old Rebekah Baptiste, whose father is in custody, accused in her death.
And tonight, ABC 15's Ashley Holden taking questions about that case straight to the governor, and for the first time, hearing from Rebekah's mom and grandma.
She loved pink, she loved balloons, she loved her brothers, she loved her family.
Rebekah Baptiste's mom and grandma experiencing immense grief, asking us not to share their faces.
She was so smart.
Telling us on Wednesday they didn't get to say goodbye to the 10-year-old girl.
I'm mad. I'm so angry. They hurt her so bad.
On July 27th, a police report says officers responded to an intersection in Holbrook, a 911 call coming from Rebekah Baptiste's dad, Richard, and his girlfriend, Anicia Woods.
Let me just, I thought maybe she would read more of that. That poor grandma and mom.
Police report says.
Okay, so it says, well, I was conducting CPR. Holbrook EMS arrived on scene, and Rebekah was turned over to EMS. In the course of doing CPR on Rebekah, I observed bruising to her legs, hips, left eye, and cuts to her lip. Rebekah appeared to be malnourished, and her skin was yellow in color.
As officers responded to an intersection in Holbrook, a 911 call coming from Rebekah Baptiste's dad, Richard, and his girlfriend, Anicia Woods.
Okay, those are just the charges.
Who told police the little girl had run away and was found by neighbors. When officers arrived, the report says the child was not breathing and was severely injured. She was taken to Phoenix Children's and died on July 30th.
Well, I was with him for 11 years.
Facebook videos show Baptiste playing with Rebekah as a baby. Now he and Woods have both been charged with first-degree murder and child abuse.
And yes, it is a tragedy, but nobody's talking about how that little girl ran. She ran her heart and soul off to get help. We need to remember her as a hero because she's the bravest person I know.
Family says Baptiste and the kids had recently moved to Apache County. Prosecutors there saying that 2 other children in the home also had injuries.
She should be here today. We should not be having this conversation. Something has to be done. Something needs to be done.
Rebekah's death has sparked outrage. Her former school here in the Valley telling ABC 15 in the last year they contacted DCS 12 times to report suspected abuse and neglect regarding Rebekah and her siblings. Are you in touch with DCS about this case?
Yes.
Wednesday, ABC 15 asking Governor Katie Hobbs about Rebekah.
Obviously, this case is very tragic and had a horrible outcome. DCS is investigating internally what happened. And if there is anything that we need to do differently, we will implement that.
Do you think that DCS is doing enough to protect kids?
We're going to make sure going forward that we are.
DCS sending us a new statement telling us Rebekah's former school, Empower College Prep, called their hotline 5 times in the past year. They say just one of those times the allegations met statutory reporting criteria. We will follow up with DCS and Empower, the school holding a celebration of life for Rebekah next Thursday. As for state lawmakers, we're told the Joint Legislative Oversight Committee on DCS will have a stakeholder meeting on September 3rd. Lots to continue to cover here, Javier.
All right, so heartbreaking. Thank you, Ashley.
Okay, how do I get out of here? Here we go. Okay, so let me just... Oh. So this says just in. So this was August 6th. State lawmakers say they are escalating a probe into child safety following the deaths of Emily Pike, Zariah Dodd, and Rebekah Baptiste. The first in a series of stakeholder meetings will be held September 3rd. I'll have to check those out. All right, let's see if they have... So it says on more than one occasion and more than one of the Baptiste scholars shared that they felt unsafe. Rebekah Baptiste's former school says they reported suspected abuse and neglect 12 times in the last year. Now the 10-year-old is dead and her father is one of 2 charged in her murder. Okay, so there it says about the bonds being at $1 million. Okay, Okay, so it looks like that might have been the first story. All right, so let's go back up. Okay, so here it is. At no time was our staff ever informed that our reports did not meet the statutory threshold for abuse or neglect. Empower College Prep has sent us a new email with dates of when they reached out to DCS. The school says outside agencies have shared with them that they made at least 20 additional reports to DCS to, quote, protect Rebekah and her siblings. Okay, so it says, although we cannot explain why DCS is missing records of our calls, the reality remains that staff from Empower College Prep made reports to DCS regarding abuse and neglect by the parents of Rebekah Baptiste 12 times, specifically on January 22nd, January 16th, January 15th of 2025, November 16th, October 31st, October 30th, September 16th, September 13th, and February 13th of 2024, and on December 13th, November 3rd, and November 2nd of 2023. Our staff was told 4 times that the report was assigned to the same DCS supervisor for further investigation for the black eye, and also reached out to DCS to seek protection for her and her siblings. No sound. Can you hear me? Must not be because you're saying sound. Okay. Oh, now you can hear me. My internet, I just looked, my internet is like really bad right now. It says try plugging into your router or moving closer to it. I'm literally 3 feet from my router. So weird. Okay, well, hopefully, I don't know where I left off, but hopefully you could, I don't know if you could see what this says, but I mean, they have the dates, and staff was told 4 times that the report was assigned to the same supervisor for further investigation, and that investigator only visited the school once. Okay, so we saw that. That talks about the times again. I think Charlie was on Sinner's account trolling. Maybe. I don't know what's happening. And usually when there's no sound, it'll tell me like something's going wrong. But it looks like my internet is back to being normal. So. All right, let's see. New report. She did not deserve that. No child deserves that. I agree. Neighbors are honoring Rebekah Baptiste at her family's former apartment. ABC 15 Arizona obtained a new report providing details on the horrendous conditions prosecutors alleged Rebekah endured and what the 10-year-old's dad and girlfriend told detectives during interviews. Okay, so we did hear that. Running laps for discipline, trying to jump out of a 2-story window, and then moving to a yurt in the desert. That's what a new report alleges happened to Rebekah. I'm going to try to get that report. Oh, and that was it. That was it. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to save this story about the alligator because I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is a good place to end. Okay. Jeff says, Bella, I so agree. The caseload is outrageous. Also, no one interested in that field. They need more job fairs, etc. Oh, 20 to 30 seconds. That makes sense because I probably didn't see that my internet was messed up. Legally Blonde is sending her storm over to us all. She said she's sharing the storm. I wish we haven't had rain here. Gosh, I don't even know the last time we had rain. And it's supposed to be hotter than Hades all week. There is, I know downstate, they're supposed to be like close to 100. We're going to be in like the mid 90s this week with heat indexes of, 100. All right, y'all. So I am going to check to see how I can get that report. Oh, I just realized we never finished this article. Hold on, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Because this article, actually, this newest article has a bunch of stuff that we hadn't heard yet. I was just going through all my tabs. So we had left off with the GoFundMe. Okay. The Department of Child Safety was in and out of Rebekah Baptiste's life for years. Her parents lost custody of her due to drug abuse several years ago, according to Hawkins. Richard Baptiste later regained custody of his daughter and her 2 younger brothers. Rebekah Baptiste's mother was not in the picture, according to Hawkins. The department placed Rebekah Baptiste's younger brothers in a temporary placement home. The Department of Child Safety acknowledged Rebekah Baptiste's death with a heavy heart in a written statement to the Republic. The department was actively collaborating with law enforcement in a joint investigation to ensure that the people responsible for this heinous act are brought to justice. Officials at Rebekah's school believe her death could have been prevented. I agree. Okay, so then it just talks about 12 reports of suspected abuse and neglect was reported. The Child Safety Department disputed that number and said it received 5 reports from the school over the past year and investigated 1. Okay, so I guess there wasn't really that much in that article that we didn't see. All right. I am curious, though, as to why mom wasn't in her life. Because, her dad got custody, but then what about, like, visitation or things like that? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. All right, so I am going to work on getting that report or anything I can. And if I can't, I will definitely let Good Trouble know because maybe they can get it. But I don't think I'll have an issue with it. I've gotten, when I covered Preston Lord's case, I was able to get those documents pretty easily. So I don't think I'll have an issue with this one. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, night, morning, wherever you may be. I do appreciate all of you for being here, especially because this story was really tough to talk about, discuss, hear. It's rough. So have a great day. And until next time, I will see y'all on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play. Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. So on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice on this madness. That is why our status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing, and this new expansion's like a mansion. Comes on till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.